We continue to focus on the 7 battleground states now that will decide this election, and that includes Wisconsin and its 10 electoral votes. Both candidates have held multiple rallies in that state, and as of now, Harris has a tiny lead over Trump within the margin of error. Senior national affairs correspondent Deb Roberts is in Madison, Wisconsin. What a fun town that is. Deborah, Joe Biden flipping Wisconsin in 2020 after Trump won in 2016. What does Harris need to do, you think, to keep that blue state, or keep the state blue?
Well, Kira, what she's got to do is really see these areas like Madison perform very well. This is a state, and many people have said one thing that is consistent about Wisconsin is that it can be inconsistent. For years, of course, Obama won really big here. There were Democratic victories, and then Hillary lost to Trump. Biden narrowly gained this back. 20,000 votes, just a little over last time, made the difference. So what she's got to see is a town like Madison, which is the fastest growing town in this state, and has seen reliably a number of young, educated voters who have moved in inside and outside this area. So if she sees a big turnout here, that could be to her favor. The University of Wisconsin is here. Young students are very caught up in this election this year, too. And, of course, Milwaukee. Now, Milwaukee might be a little bit of a problem because it is a state that has been sort of like dipping in population, and somehow the enthusiasm doesn't seem to quite be there, but it has been reliably blue over the years. So if she can hold on to that and also build here in Madison, she has a really good chance possibly of having a good night here in Wisconsin.
You were on the University of Wisconsin campus. My mom went to school there. It's a great school. What did you hear from young voters? What did they tell you, Deb?
Yeah, and I couldn't say go Badgers because I'm a University of Georgia gal, so much for that, Kira. But the students were so impressive. We sat in on a class today that is all about presidential rhetoric, and it was so interesting to hear these students, young voters, first-time voters, most of them, talking about their enthusiasm. And the rhetoric in this campaign has had such a difference. They told us when they had a mock vote that a few weeks ago it was probably about half. But today, when they had a mock vote of who they thought might win, just in this one class, they seemed to think it was Kamala Harris. They said the rhetoric has been dark and really discouraging over the last few weeks. And we talked to those students afterwards, and I want you to hear what one of them had to say to us.
You have two completely different sides of rhetoric. You have someone who's all about the joy of the election and moving forward and all this excitement, and then you have someone whose kind of main goal, main objective is to divide, and their rhetoric revolves around hate and against other people, against people that don't agree with him. So I think you get to see the contrast between the two, and it makes the decision very clear for some, but some people play into the hate.
The past 3 weeks have been crazy. We get so many texts and calls, and people are really voting.
So these students are really invigorated, Kira. They are ready to, most of them have already cast their ballots, so they are ready to be included in this election tonight. 70% of them were voters last time around, so we'll see if that number even increases this election cycle.
All right, Georgia girl. We'll talk about both of these battleground states, whether it's Georgia or Wisconsin. We got it all covered. Deb Roberts.
Indeed, Kira.
Great to see you. Thanks, Deb.